guys, welcome back. The dash and everything is dry. It's sat overnight. That's the finished results of what it's going to look like shiny wise. So I think it looks real good. I'm going to spend the next hour or two possibly and get this all untaped. I want to throw this plastic away. I don't want to save it because if there's any overspray, which doesn't really look like there is, I don't really want to get it all over the truck. So I'm going to go ahead and start retaping this truck and getting it ready to paint the shell of the cab. So I will be back once I have it all taped off. I'm not going to show me taping off the truck because that's pretty boring. And then we will get ready to paint the gunmetal gray with a satin clear. So I will be back in a little bit for you guys, so just be a second. Okay, I'm all taped off. I'm gonna start wiping it down. I just blew it off. I gotta go see if I have some seam sealer. I want to clean this edge up. That edge looks horrible. I'm gonna go look right now and see if I have some. Okay, hopefully I have enough. This is seam sealer here. Hopefully I can spread it out pretty smooth. Looks like about where my finger is what I have left. I thought I had some drip edge caulk. I was just going to use that, but I don't have a tube of that. I don't know why. I thought I had a tube from just last year, but we'll make do with what we have. I'm going to go ahead and start wax and grease removing it. I'm going to do it twice, and then we can do this seam sealer. Another tip real quick, when you're wiping the body down, do not wipe the firewall or the door jambs until last. Do all your main body, then use that old towel to wipe those areas. If you wipe those areas while you're wiping the body, and there's any sort of a contaminant on that firewall or door jamb, for instance, let's say armor roll in the door jamb, well, now you've just dragged it all over your paint job. I would rather have to fix fisheye problems in the door jamb than I would on the rest of the body. So just keep that in mind. Once you've wiped the whole body down, then use those towels to wipe your firewall and your door jambs. Okay, I have not tacked cloth off the body. I'll do it after I get done seam sealing. This takes 20 minutes or 15 minutes before you can paint on it. And you have a 6-minute work time. I'm gonna put on a glove. We're gonna go out there and put some of the seam sealer and hopefully get a nice smooth line. I was thinking about running a piece of tape, but the problem with the tape is you still have to peel the tape off. And when you peel the tape off, I think my camera's going crazy. When you peel the tape off, you're still going to have a harsh line there that you have to smooth out with your finger. Okay, we're going to mix up some MP170 as our sealer. It's an epoxy primer. It takes MP170, it's a 2-to-1 mix, 2 parts epoxy, 1 part hardener, and I use urethane reducer in it. You can use acetone or urethane reducer. I've used urethane reducer forever, so that's what I use. I just stick with it. So we're gonna go ahead and mix up a pretty good amount here. Make sure that we have enough to cover the whole body. One coat is all we need. I'm gonna put on a spray suit to keep anything off from my clothes onto the body, dog hair, anything like that. So I'm going to put on a spray suit. That seam sealer needs probably another 6-7 minutes to dry, maybe a little bit longer. So in the meantime, I'm going to let this sit and I'll mix it, get my spray suit on, then we're going to go out there. I'm going to tack cloth it off before I start recording, and then we will get the coat of epoxy primer on. Once that is on, then we can start mixing up our color. So I will be back. Okay, I'm gonna go out there, tack cloth it off, and then come in and we're gonna get the coat of sealer on. I've been mixing the base coat for about a couple minutes now, getting all the metallic off the bottom of the can. I do have a paint shaker over here, but one of the springs broke on it, and I have new springs. I just haven't had a chance to take it apart and put new springs on it. So that thing will not do filler primer. So a 2K primer on that shaker breaks the springs. So you can use it for paint and stuff like that. But since that's broken, I just been sitting here stirring it. I had nothing else to do. So I'm gonna go tack cloth that off, and then we're gonna get the coat of sealer on. Thick. I'm going to go put a little bit more reducer in it. little spot around the top of that window I want to put a little bit on. Okay, I'm gonna start mixing up this paint. I'm using my bigger cup. This is a 27 ounce versus a 20 ounce. And this paint gets mixed, 2 parts paint, 1 part reducer, and then it says, what does it say here? 1 ounce, 3 capfuls per ready to spray quart. Okay, so there's 32 ounces in a quart. This is 27. Probably gonna realistically fill it to about 25. So we're gonna put two and a half capfuls rather than 3 full capfuls, because it says 3 full capfuls for a quart of paint. So we'll go 2.5. So I gotta find my 2 to 1 mark here, right here. 2 to 1. We'll go all the way up to the 8. Then we'll take the reducer up to the 8. That kind of sucks. We'll go a little bit above the 8, and then we'll just mimic it over here. And then we'll put a little bit of hardener in there. I just turned the heat down. It's apparently getting hot outside because the booth went from 80 degrees to 100 degrees. So I turned the temperature down on the heater. So hopefully it'll cool down a little bit. I haven't been outside in a couple hours, but it's sunny out. So apparently the temperature is rising outside, which means that the air I'm sucking in from outside is coming in warmer. Plus with the heater on, it got up to about 100 degrees. So I'd like it to be more towards 80 in there. What I'm doing is I'm taking this little tool here and I'm punching holes in this top, and that helps drain the paint back down when it gets stuck in that lip, so you can reseal the can up. And I've never had a problem with it not resealing or paint going bad by putting holes in this. Okay. So we'll go ahead and mix up a good batch of this stuff. It's going to spill everywhere on the first pour, because it always does. I'm going to try to keep it away from the instruction label, just so that you can see it, in case you forget. I know you could put some masking tape on the edge to help it from spilling, but that's right. Oh boy, I spilled it good. I spilled it good. I knew that was going to happen. Oh well. Okay, we are at just above the 8. Luckily it's a small truck. I'm still going to put 2.5 capfuls of hardener in here. I think it'll be fine. Actually, I could probably get away with 2. I'll put 2 in a little bit. Okay. I'm going to get this stirred up, clean up my huge mess, and I'll be ready to tack it off and put the first coat of color on. The next batch I mix up, I'm going to do it by ounces so I can fill this thing all the way. So I'm going to continue to clean my mess. I just apparently can't have anything nice. Make a mess of everything. But I'll get this cleaned up. We'll get out there and get the first coat on. I have to go mix up some more. I should have went by ounces. Okay, I'm going to give it a couple minutes or put the next coat on. striping or anything. It's actually a really cool color. It's got a lot of metallic in it. But it's a nice looking color. Covers well, but I'm going over gray sealer, so of course it's gonna look a little better. So I'm gonna do one more coat, then I'm gonna tack cloth this off after about 20 minutes, and then we're gonna put some clear on. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes, and we'll get the last coat on. Okay, this last coat I'm gonna put it on a little bit lighter and kind of just try to overall just kind of smooth over the surface, make sure it all looks good and not blotchy or anything like that. Okay, I'm gonna get my gun cleaned out. If you have any paint left, do not put it back in that gallon because this has hardener in it. So I'm gonna get cleaned up. About 20 minutes or so, we're gonna tack cloth it off and get ready to clear it. Okay, these satin clears, you have to really stir them well because all the stuff goes to the bottom of the can. So if you look down in there, it's thicker on the bottom than on the top. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my stirring top off of this one. There's still probably about that much in there. I'll just put the lid on this can and we're gonna use this gallon for this whole truck. I don't wanna go using the rest of this gallon and then, you know, I get into that gallon and the sheen is different for some dumb reason. But you can see how that was yellower looking because it has not been mixed up. And I'm actually having a hard time pushing those paddles down because all the solids are at the bottom. If you look at this quart or this gallon, what's left is it's perfectly clear because it's been mixed up. So I'm gonna stir this for a good 15 minutes. Just let it stir there. Got time to waste anyways. Okay, I'm gonna mix up this clear. It's 4-to-1. I'm gonna add 10% reducer. And the first coat's not gonna go on super thick. I'm not gonna put any of the coats on super thick, honestly, because this is a satin clear and it really doesn't matter. Just wanna get good, even, smooth coverage. Try not to get any sort of spray lines or anything like that in the clear. So that's what I'm going for here. Just trying to make sure all this stuff is off of here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this mixed up. I already tacked off the truck off. We're gonna go put the first coat on. Seeing a little bit of stuff in the base coat. I don't know if it's just a little bit of metallic sticking out or what. Hopefully that's gonna lay down. coat. Looks like it's actually going on pretty good. So we'll let that set for 10 minutes and we're gonna start the second coat. Okay, I'm gonna give that 15 minutes to set up. I'm gonna do one more coat. The stuff that was sitting out on the base coat, that's why I showed you that front cowl. It's laying down nicely, so it's taking care of that. It was a little bit rough, maybe a little nervous. It looked like dirt, but it wasn't dirt. It must have been just the way the metallic had landed from the roof onto that front cowl. So it is laying out good. Like I said, I'm gonna do one more coat just to be sure. I'm trying to not have a bunch of zebra stripes or anything like that in the clear coat, because when this satin clear starts to dry, if you're not really good at spraying consistently, you could get striping in your clear. I'm spraying with 29 PSIs and I'm using a 1.3 tip. So just so you guys have an idea what I'm using. But I think it's turning out pretty good. I mean, obviously it's really shiny right now because it's still really wet, but we'll see what it looks like here shortly. Okay, and now we wait. Let it dry for a while, we'll take a look at it. Okay, it's starting to dull up. I let the fans run for an hour, and then I turn the heater on. So it is 140 degrees in here right now. So I'm gonna let it sit. You can see right here. Hot, hard to breathe. But it's dulling up and it's drying up. So that's gonna end this video. Next video will be the doors. Front nose piece. It's a flip forward nose, so it'll be the hood and fenders all in one, and then the running boards. So that'll be coming down tomorrow night, either tonight or tomorrow night. That'll be coming down here. We'll get all those painted. I got to do a little bit of body work to them. We'll get them painted, and then we just have the bed left, which will just be the bed and the tailgate. So if you guys are liking what you're seeing, please like, subscribe. I have tons more paint jobs coming. If you guys are interested, also please hit the thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys later.